Something very big happened in my friend group recently, and I can't share any of the details because I personally don't know everything that happened yet. But long story short, one of my closest friends is not going to be really a part of our lives anymore. Maybe here and there, very occasionally, we might see him, but probably not anymore. And this has been, a big shock. This is someone that I grew up with since middle school, and I considered a very close friend. And unfortunately, just the way that things have worked out, I'm not going to be seeing him much now. And so this has caused my friends and I to, really evaluate where our lives are going, right? One of my friends called this the end of an era. And, with the new year coming up, I'm thinking, okay, this might be a good opportunity to reflect on everything that's happened and, the entire past year and all that. And I was thinking about, well, if I'm not going to have one of my closest friends around anymore, I really want to be close to my current friends, the ones that I've known forever, because it just shows the fragility of friend groups, right? And so one night, as we have been processing this event together as friends, we were on Discord. And I was thinking about, where are we going to go from here? Because this is someone that was a core member of our friend group. And we talked for like 5 hours probably because it was very deep. And we eventually got on the topic of where are we going to live? Where are we going to spend the rest of our lives going forward? Because we're not too old, but we're definitely getting into our 20s at this point and thinking about that kind of thing. And so we talked about, man, wouldn't it be awesome if we could all live near each other? But, not just live near each other, but have a big property in our 30s or whatever where we could all build our own house and, have hundreds of acres of land and, we're like uncles to each other's children and all that. And I was thinking like, man, that is such a cool idea. Like that would be amazing. You could walk to each other's houses. We could like build a little concrete patio in the woods and have like I don't know, a fire pit or a basketball court or something. And we all got really excited about this idea. And so as we were all talking about this idea, there's a bit of a romanticization of it going on. Realistically, that's like 7 people and then 7 spouses. And, like it might not work out exactly how we envisioned it, but we were all really excited. And as I was, chewing on this idea for a few days, I was realizing like we all just really, like most people, want community. We want to have a lifestyle where we value friendships because this event that has happened involving one of my core friends is it's a way to show how fragile things can be. Things can disappear at a moment's notice, and you don't always know when you're going to see your friends again or where their lives are going to go in relation to yours. And another part of me thinking about this property living together idea is that's going to cost a lot of money. I don't want to beat around the bush. I know that, land isn't cheap, homes are not cheap. And, I sound like a broken record, I swear, because I mention it all the time on my channel. But my job is not congruent to that dream. If I'm going to do that, you got to start a business. You got to find some way to make a disrespectful amount of money, amount of money that you could just like, you know what I'm saying, a ridiculous amount of cash. And so I was thinking like, man, if I'm going to do this, I really got to get back to YouTube. I got to get things back into gear. I got to change things up or something. And of course, this is all in relation to 2024 is coming up. And like everyone, we're all like, what's my resolution going to be? What's the thing that I'm trying to turn around in my life? People have a dream. They have something they want to work on. They come into the gym, for example, and then 3 weeks later, they're gone. They're like, wasn't for me. Sorry. And it's just sad, man. And I'm thinking, if I want this dream of mine to live with my friends on a property, to build amazing houses or whatever, I can't be that 3-week warrior that just, gives up. The weekend warrior that like kind of puts in half effort and then just like, whatever. Because I know that if I stay with my current trajectory of like, kind of getting money from YouTube, kind of, half-assing it pretty much, that's never going to happen. Ever. And that's terrifying, to know that you've got a dream, you've got something that you're trying to do, but it slipped away because you were lazy. But a very important point about dreaming and ambition and like me sharing this idea of building a property is that no one gives a fuck about your dreams. No one cares that you want this thing that badly, or that you want to transform your body, or you want to know how to play guitar. No one cares. And that's the beauty of it. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've caught myself wanting to tell my friends, my family, about this idea that I've had, or, you know, I want to start my channel or something, and I'm like, oh wait, but if I just talk about it, that's almost as dopamine enriching as actually doing the task. You know, it feels good to tell people that you're working on something, but then when you actually have to work on it, it actually sucks, and then you don't want to do it. Like when I started my YouTube channel, right? I didn't tell my mom, I think, for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I started to have that one video blow up, how to enjoy Minecraft again, that has like 2 million views now. And she was like, wait, what? Like that you've been doing YouTube videos in your room? And I was like, yeah, it's actually going pretty well. And I think what helped me in that initial boost was not telling anyone, you know? Don't communicate your ambitions to the point that you feel like you're setting yourself up for failure, you know? Like in a way, me telling you that I want to build a property and I don't know, make millions of dollars to make that happen, it's kind of like me flaunting the idea and like saying like, oh, well, now I've done all the work, you know, I've told people what my plan is. And then you're like, well, shit, actually I have to go do it now, you know? It's no different than like showing up to the gym maybe once a week on, you know, January 3rd, you know, and you're like, well, I mean, I watched a 10-minute ab workout video on YouTube. This should be enough. Like, shut up, dude. Like, that is so not even remotely close to the amount of effort that that you require to reach your goal. But then again, and this is a very important point, I do not want anyone to take away from this that you need to be ambitious, that you need to do something because someone else told you to do it, you know? Like, there are the Andrew Tates of YouTube ambition, of like self-improvement, right? And they're like, you need to look smacks, you need to get your jawline super clean, you need to you need to be able to do this many push-ups or whatever. Like it's all stupid. This is something that worked for someone else. This is something that someone else wants to do, but maybe you don't want to do it, you know? Just because Andrew Tate wants a Bugatti doesn't mean that you need a Bugatti, you know? And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting that, but applying a blanket statement that I need to be successful or like I need to do this thing is ridiculous. And I think you know that, but I wanted to add that in because there are so many people that look at self-improvement. Well, if this person did it, then I got to do it, you know? Like just because that I want a massive property and a nice house doesn't mean that someone else can be perfectly happy with a 1,000 square feet condo. Like my dad is a great example of this, actually. He is very content with $2,000 or $3,000 a month lifestyle. You know, doesn't need much. Doesn't need to travel once a month or something extravagant. You know, and like that probably wouldn't be enough for me. But I know that if he's happy, great. You know, just because his worldview is different than mine does not mean that one is correct and one's wrong. But in thinking about ambition, I also want to tell you that, and this might be a hot take, but if there are people out there that think you're materialistic, you are too ambitious for your own good, they think that what you're doing is too much or it's stupid, fuck those people, all right? There are absolutely going to be people that you need to leave behind in your life. People that are just weighing you down, you know, they're like sandbags at your feet, like, stay down here with me, you know, like they don't want to see you succeed, so they try to poke holes in your balloon, you know? Fuck those people, dude. It's the kind of thing that if you do not recognize it, it will destroy your life, honestly. And I know that sounds dramatic. I know it sounds doomsday or whatever. But if you do not look at your circle around you and look at the people that are encouraging you or lack thereof, it's going to be a very big factor in how successful you are. I'm pretty fortunate that all of my friends and family and my girlfriend are very supportive of me doing YouTube. And like when they hear me say like, I want to make $100,000 a month or something, they're like, that's great. You know, you should do that. You should want to have that ambition. You know, they're not like, what are you talking about, dude? That's stupid. You're never going to do that. And if you are surrounding yourself or even just, the occasional comment that gets to you like, you're never going to succeed, you cannot let that bother you. Like, even on my channel, I think that I make pretty wholesome content, but I still get a comment of like, man, this channel sucks. And I mean, it's kind of funny, honestly. It's kind of a meme. Like, it could be a bot for all I know. It might not even be a real person. But, I look at people like that, comments, and I'm like, whatever. Like, who cares? Like, there are going to be so many people like that, whether they're your parents or just like some stranger on the street that, rain on your parade. If you know deep down in your heart that you want something really badly, and you know that, no, I want a Aston Martin, I want to have a ton of money or something, then do it. There's nothing wrong with wanting that, and there's nothing wrong with not wanting that. Like, there are people that shame people for wanting just like a simple tiny house, or like they don't want to spend $100 on drinks at a bar 3 times a night or 3 times a week. And everyone's worldview is different. Mine just happens to be one that requires a lot of money because I want to have a future where that's not even a question. When I was in college, every time a semester tuition bill would come up of like, I don't know, $10,000 or something, my mom's like, okay, sure. I mean, you're going to class, so why not? It's not like, ooh, I don't know, son. I don't know if you can go to college this year. Like, I don't want that to ever be a question for my children. And you might want that too. I don't know. But if you do want that future where nothing is tying you down, nothing is impossible, then you need to actually put in the work and not be the person that quits after 3 weeks after New Year's, right? Like, look at me. This is me, what is it, December 26th, 27th or whatever. This is almost a year of me sitting in front of, well, not the camera because I've only recently started doing this, but a year of making videos almost. And, I've changed a lot, dude. I have failed at a lot of things. I've tried many different formats. I've tried a podcast, Minecraft videos, Minecraft mod review videos, Let's Plays. Like, I've done a ton of stuff. And most of it hasn't worked, honestly. But that's okay. It's fine. That's what New Year's is for, man. This is the time to reinvent yourself, to do something new. But promise me that you're not going to quit. Because if you're like me, you've got that ambition, you want that life, don't quit. But that's about it. So let's make 2024 a good one. Don't you fucking quit on me, all right? I'll catch you later.